What's up, guys? Man, I revisited this video put up here. That was actually my first TikTok video I ever made, right? That's when I learned how to use CapCut. I figured out how to put the graphics on the screen. I was really excited about, like, I'd be able to, like, not only talk about music and notes, but be able to somehow do a visual representation of that, right? I'll bring something else up here. That's actually evolved over time and it's turned into something else. But we're going to take a look at this exact same lick. This exact same little melody from Pneuma, because it's a great little lick to listen to and to learn about intervals, right? The intervals in music are the distance between the notes, the distance between the tonic and the next note, right? So this would be a major second. If we're in the, so we're at A, major second would be B. It's one whole step away, right? So then a major third from there would be C sharp. Okay, but we're playing in A minor. Pneuma is in A minor, so to get there, we flatten the third. That's where the C comes from. Okay, now I did that so you could see two different things. First of all, what does a minor third sound and look like, and also the position of that same note on the next string, right? Because that's important too. You can't play songs all on the same string. You got to be able to move from string to string. Here's A. A's minor third is the C. If I wanted to pick up the C on the string under it, I would go one string down and one whole step to the left. If I want to get a major third, well, then I would just move it up one half step. Here's a major third, which is two whole steps from the tonic. C sharp. Right? Now I did that so we can take a look at this lick, and then we understand that this is being played in A minor. So we're going to be using the minor third, and also we're going to be using the fourth and the fifth, right? Because just that's the way it works out in pentatonic. We're in D minor pentatonic, but we're starting on the A of that degree of the D minor pentatonic. So here we go. That's the fifth. Remember, I've done fifths lessons with you before. The fifth is always one string down and one whole step up from the tonic. That's the fifth of A. That's the fifth of G. That's the fifth of B, right? So the fifth, I'll count it out now so you see what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One whole step down is the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, I'm picking up 3 over here. Now I'm doing that so you could see that these are the notes we're using on this little melody. And this is how it goes. I'm going to play it slow. We're going to start with a fifth, then a minor third, then it's a fourth, and then we do this. We actually do a little major third decline. Watch this. Now, why am I saying that there's a major third descending hit? This right here. That's a major third decline. I'm going to show you exactly why. So here we go. From this note, I'm going to go up 2 whole steps, which is the major third in relationship to this note. You see? E is the major third to C. That's also in C major, right? So that's why it has that distinctive sound. Sounds like a doorbell, right? So when you hear these intervals happening in music, not just in Tool music, in any music, you can start to identify what those intervals mean, okay? So I'm going to play it again, play it slow, and then we're just going to walk through it. And then I'm going to show you some other stuff you could do with this. Now, by the way, I slide the second time in. It just gives it a little flavor. pull. So that's a pretty simple interval, right? We're just using the fifth, the third, the fourth again. Then it goes really third, fourth. Then we do a major second. Then a major third descending. Okay. Now we're gonna get that same series of notes, and we're gonna start using it in different Tool songs. We did a lesson on H on Tuesday night, right? Remember H? See, I'm using the same intervals. I'm using the fifth, the declining third, major third, then the fourth. Same notes, right? Same intervals, right? But I'm using them in different places. So that's what it means when you say, oh, let's just do this in a different key. So if I wanted to do exactly what I just did right there, I'm doing that in D, right? Because this is the D note. The first note is an open D. This is an octave. Right here, I'm walking down using the second. So that's a major third. Okay. Now we're going to do that same thing. I'm going to do it in E. All I did is just start it on the E. If I want to do it in C, right? That's the idea. That's the idea of like when you change keys, right? We're using the same intervals. We're just using them starting at different tonics. Now that progression of notes, the major third descending, then going from the minor third down to the tonic, and then the fifth and the fourth. Adam Jones uses this everywhere. Okay, let's look at another popular lick. Let's see the notes we're going to use first. D, E, F, G, A. This is B flat. That comes from D Aeolian. Right, but. Look familiar? It's the same thing. Tonic, fifth, fourth, minor third. Then you start, playing around with playing it different ways, right? You're also playing it with effects. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff. But what's really at the heart of it is the interval, right? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about using the intervals. So that's what that means, man. I just wanted to bring this up real quick and talk about this. This is a very important part of music because, like I said, you could use that same thing and you could play it in all different areas of the fretboard. This helps you to get familiar with the fretboard because you, again, like I always say, you know what the sound sounds like because you love these songs, right? So if you know what the sound sounds like, then you know what you're looking for. You don't have to look at a tab, man. You don't have to be looking at a tab or the GPS to tell you where to go, right? You can figure it out. And when you figure it out, it burns it better between your ears, man. So it might not be exactly the way it is like on the record or whatever you're shooting to be at, but you're going to get there. You're going to get there eventually, right? This is the fun part about sitting down and taking this stuff apart and learning something. So, man, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the Tool Shed. If you've been here before, welcome back. Please remember to practice today. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the next live. Be well.